So, over the last year, across 58 episodes, we've built this team of REMBE Pro Cycling from a small German UCI Continental team to a World Tour Grand Tour winning team. But today's episode is the episode everything has been building towards. Today we take on our first Tour de France, the Tour de France 2028. We want the next German rider in the yellow jersey. And I don't want to just wear the jersey, I want to win the Tour de France with a German rider. So yeah, in the next 3 episodes we'll find out if REMBE Pro Cycling can succeed in their goal or forever be a failure. Basically, can REMBE Pro Cycling win the Tour de France or not? Let's find out, shall we? Okay, in the game, the Tour de France 2028 is basically the Tour de France 2023, and I've actually never played this variant, so this should be fun. Starting off with an explosive Grand Départ in Basque Country, we've got 2 versatile sprint stages, followed by 2 sprint stages, and then the mountains already begin, and on stage 6 we've got the Col du Tourmalet already, so looking forward to that one. After that, some more sprint stages and the mythical Puy de Dôme finish. Very steep, that one towards the end. I reckon it's like 12.4% for maybe 3 to 4 kilometers. But this Tour de France truly starts on stage 13, the Gran Colombier Unipuerto stage, followed by Ramas-Jouplan combo. Stage 15 is the mountain stage to Le Betex, followed by the Combloux time trial where Jonas Vingegaard went nuclear. But hey, when I think about the Tour de France 2023, I think about the following stage, the ultimate queen stage to this race. We've got Côte-la-Loze-Courchevel as the final climb, with lots of climbing before, but Côte-la-Loze 28 kilometers 6%, that doesn't tell the whole story. It goes up to 20% in the final of that climb, so this will be absolutely brutal. However, the last 4 stages in this Grand Tour, I gotta say, a bit anticlimactic. Yeah, stage 20 is technically still a GC stage, but I don't expect this one to be too selective. Basically, I think the race will be decided after the Côte-la-Loze stage. But actually, looking at this Grand Tour, the major benefit for our team is that there's only 23 kilometers of time trial, and it's actually a medium mountain time trial, so no real flat TT kilometers, so that's great for REMBE. But the big question is, who are we up against in this race? Unsurprisingly, the best rider in the world is at the start line. Tadej Pogačar, 83 mountain, 84 medium mountain, 82 hill, 81 time trial. It simply doesn't stop. Meanwhile, the mythical super team Cofidis is bringing Jonas Vingegaard, 83 mountain, 84 medium mountain, and 80 time trial, so quite a worthy opponent. After getting beaten at the Giro, Remco Evenepoel is coming to the Tour de France as well. 79 mountain, 81 medium mountain, and 84 time trial. But Soudal Quickstep is actually also bringing a sprinter, Tim Merlier, second best sprinter in the game at the moment. The best sprinter, that title goes to Jonathan Milan, 84 sprint stat at Visma Lease Bike. And that team has Juan Ayuso, 79 mountain, 79 medium mountain, 79 hill stat, 79 time trial, and 79 prologue. 79 everywhere. And actually, Little Trek also with a pretty powerful combo, Joao Almeida and Mes Pedersen. Meanwhile, the Ineos Grenadiers is bringing Isaac Del Toro, also did the Giro, and now the Tour de France. And like, there's lots of other riders on the start line that are very good, like Philipsen, Mathieu van der Poel, both for Alpecin, but I can't go through every single team. One team I do want to take a look at is our team. Who's gonna come for REMBE Pro Cycling? Just like Remco and Del Toro, Luis Jolers is also doing the Giro Tour double, so that's our first of 2 leaders. With 80 mountain, 79 hill stat, 76 medium mountain, and 74 time trial, on paper you'd say top 5 is realistic, but I'm aiming for more. And our second leader, Florian Lipovic, is actually a pretty similar rider. 80 mountain, 77 medium mountain, and 76 hills, so 2 riders that could do well, but together, they're trying to win the Tour de France. Yeah, I'm not just aiming for a podium at top 5, I want to win this race. Like, objectively, that's a super unrealistic goal, but I still believe it's possible, you know? We literally just won the Giro with Steinhauser, so everything's possible then. Anyway, our main sprinter is Tim Thorn-Teutenberg with 78 sprint stat, but we also brought not 1, but 2 versatile sprinters, Lawrence Piffy and also Hector Alvarez, so that should be fun, especially for these first 2 stages. Paul Sescha is our mountain domestique. Emil Herzog is basically a versatile domestique. And as last rider, I was planning to bring Yannick Stamle, but he's suffering with something here, headaches for some reason. And next to that, I feel like we've got enough support in the lead out, so I might switch him out. So I reckon it's gonna be Adria Perical, 78 mountain stat, that is proper mountain support. Anyway, there we go, that's our team for the Tour de France 2028. And like with Piffy and Hector Alvarez looking at this fast stage, a combination of Alto de Vivero and Alto del Pique, so I think those are 2 climbs from the Circuito de Getxo race. This should be really fitting for potentially taking the first maillot jaune. I truly think it's possible, so let's hunt for the yellow jersey. So, stage 1 is starting, a +1 on Lawrence Piffy and a +2 on Alvarez, so 77 sprint stat, 76 hill stat on Alvarez, and Piffy with 78 hill stat and 76 sprint, so I reckon I might go for Alvarez for this one, because looking at the finish, it's a slightly uphill sprint, so it's gonna be the sprint stat that counts. Honestly, I was expecting an easy-to-control breakaway, but so many riders are trying to attack at the moment, and it's getting a little bit scary to the point that the tempo in the peloton is quite high. Bahrain is literally pacing like crazy, I think for Butrago, catching riders one by one at the moment, and there's still 11 riders ahead, and it looks like they're spending Skjelmose to catch the breakaway here. That's just ridiculous. And they're also spending time in Arensman, so they're spending all their secondary GC riders, so such a stupid decision. But hey, I'm not complaining. Oh, Arensman is suffering? Seems completely empty? I think I saw the same on Skjelmose, so what if I take the front right now and I put Herzog at the front of the peloton? If I can move him to the front in time and maybe pace the next climb, then I can drop Skjelmose and Arensman, which I would welcome. Okay, Pierre Gauthierat off the back, Fred Wright off the back, quite a few riders off the back, not exactly the riders I was looking for though. Okay, I pulled Herzog off the front because Skjelmose is literally sitting in 10th position, so he's not dropping here. Anyway, past the halfway point of this first stage, we've got an intermediate sprint coming up in about 10 kilometers, and there's a breakaway of 3 riders, so if I take a look right now, that means there's still 13 points available for the peloton, so Herzog and Teutenberg will form a 2-man train, and I want to take those points with Teutenberg. Into the last 2.5 kilometers, Teutenberg in the wheel looking good, 99 on Herzog. We're gonna start sprinting right now with him. Teutenberg still in the wheel, and we're basically gonna get this for free, because no one else is going for it. Nope, the Lee went for it, but that is way too late, buddy. Now Herzog and Teutenberg can sit up and wait for the peloton. That's an easy 13 points. Okay, 29 kilometers to go. The REMBE train is choo-chooing at the front of the peloton. We've got some attacks right now. Santiago Butrago and Skjelmose attacking. A duo move by the Bahrain team. That's pretty cool. After they've been pacing all day, they actually try something. It looks like they're already blowing up, so it looks like that did not necessarily work. Then again, they've got a solid gap on the peloton where Tish Benoit is now attacking towards them. We've got Thibaut Nys responding, Evenepoel responding. Lots of riders in the attack, but I don't mind. I'm just sitting down in the peloton for now. I'm riding my own tempo. I'm trying not to get caught behind by massive splits here. And if I can survive this climb, the Côte de Vivero, then I'll make it towards the next one as well. And actually, just over the top, it looks like that first group is about to be caught. Ayuso tries to bridge towards it, but I think it's caught already. It's all coming together here. No worries. Okay, on to the final climb led by Teutenberg. We've got the Côte de Piquet, 2.2 kilometers, 9.3%, so relatively short. Fred Wright on the right side of the road. Perikas is about to take over of Teutenberg. That looks good. Secha and the rest of the team in the wheel, looking perfect. And actually, almost at the top, so let's try and hammer it with Perikas right now. Let's try and split the peloton a little bit, because I don't want to go to the line with 100 people here, not with Jonathan Milan and so forth. There we go, over the top. Any splits in the peloton? Maybe? I think we just did. I think we literally just rode off the front with 8 riders, so Secha can keep on going on 99 with 7k to go. Looks like a group of 24 is closing that down. Perikas is done for. The rest of our team is looking fantastic. We've got Piffy as lead out for Alvarez. 5.5k to go. Looking bloody great. Last 2 kilometers slightly uphill here. I'm actually going a bit too late with most of my team, so Lurs can take over on 99. Piffy is ready to lead out right now in this corner, maybe? Is that a good idea? I think it is. The rest of our team sprint as well. Alvarez also sprint. A 1-2-3. Is that possible? Gunnar on the right side of the road. Lurs might win this one. I want Lurs to win because he can take bonus seconds. Alvarez is actually on his way to beat Lurs, so let's put him in the wheel of Lurs. There we go. Nope. Hector Alvarez wins stage 1 of the Tour de France. A 1, 2, 3 for REMBE Pro Cycling. What a stage. Let's be honest, the corners in the final stretch certainly made it easier for us, but everywhere this man goes, Hector Alvarez wins. He wins stage 1 of the Tour de France. That is so awesome. And most importantly, Hector Alvarez is the first yellow jersey of the Tour de France 2028. That is beautiful. The maillot jaune is on the shoulders of a REMBE Pro Cycling rider. My goodness, that is the perfect start to this race for sure. Alvarez winning the stage is great, but especially Lurs also getting 6 bonus seconds on every single other GC rider, while Lipovic doesn't lose any time. That is brilliant. And actually, quite a few second-tier GC riders already losing time on this stage. Vlasov, Tamin Arensman, Ciccone, Ben O'Connor as well. Anyway, let's take a look at stage 2. It's actually a fairly similar stage. This time around, one proper climb at the end, the Jaiskebel climb, and a flat finish once again, so I'm once again expecting a versatile sprint. The game thinks Tadej Pogačar is the favorite, but I just don't see it that way. The favorite is REMBE Pro Cycling, of course. Oh la 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 la, look at our team. Hector Alvarez in the maillot jaune and Luis Lurs in the green jersey. What a beautiful combo. And actually, Alvarez starting with a +2, so 77 sprint once again, 76 hill stat. Lurs with a +3, so 83 hill stat. That's crazy. And I'm just thinking out loud, but Teutenberg with a +1 means 72 hill stat. I feel like it might not be impossible to get him over the Jaiskebel climb, so I might be able to compete for the stage with Teutenberg. Anyway, we'll see what happens on the climb. Roughly halfway the race, and there's chaos on the road because I'm trying to get intermediate sprint points. There's an intermediate sprint about to come up in 3 kilometers. Teutenberg trying to get to the front, but spending energy doing so. There's still 10 points available behind the breakaway. Split in the peloton. What is happening? What is happening right now? Come on, I just want my intermediate sprint points. I want nothing more, just intermediate sprint points. So Teutenberg, go for it. Brennan versus Teutenberg. Teutenberg gets it. Teutenberg gets it. No one will beat me. No. Teutenberg gets 10 points ahead of Brennan, so that's perfect. That was extremely chaotic, but in the end, everything is calm now. We're back in the peloton, and so is literally everybody. Anyway, 35 kilometers to go. The break actually still has 2 minutes 40, so we gotta find a way to close that down, or at least we gotta find a way to let our teams close that down, because I'm not doing it. Teutenberg is not looking too fantastic. Herzog already off the back, so he's in Narnia. Alvarez is going to be our leader for this one, but we don't want to lose any time with Lurs and Lipovic. If anything, I want to gain some time with Lurs. Okay, it's time. The Jaiskebel climb is about to start right now. The gap is 2 minutes from the breakaway to the peloton. 8 kilometers at 5.3%, so not the craziest climb. We've got Piffy at the front, setting the tempo, and the rest of our team is looking absolutely brilliant. Ola, an attack on the right side of the road. Romain Grégoire is going for a little trek. Didn't even know he rode there, but we don't want to respond too fast to this. I'm gonna set my own tempo here. There we go, gradually catching the attackers. That's exactly what we want because we don't want to spend too many of our riders here. Absolutely perfect. 4 riders over the top. That's exactly what I wanted because if I only had Alvarez, then I had to control all the attacks with Alvarez. That's just not possible. So now we have a team to do so. Into the last 4.5 kilometers, and I gotta say, we do have a weakness in this team because Lipovic and Lurs are basically our leaders for GC, so I don't want to spend them controlling all these attacks, and it looks like I'll have to. Lurs can go 99, almost. Let's pause it. Let's do a quick pause right now. Let's switch to Lurs already. I think I'll have to with 2 kilometers to go. There goes Lurs, starts the sprint right now. Lipovic can sprint. Alvarez is ready to sprint right now. Ghana has a gap. Filippo Ganna has a gap, but there comes Alvarez. Alvarez versus Van Aert. It's going to be Wout van Aert winning after the Jaiskebel climb on stage 2 of the Tour de France. We finished 3rd, Lurs finishes 4th. I will confess, I was hoping to get a second stage win in a row with Alvarez, but it just couldn't be. Wout van Aert was simply better. Anyway, not that big of a deal. Hector Alvarez still in the maillot jaune and Luis Lurs close by, with 6 seconds on Tadej Pogačar. And also, let's not forget, Florian Lipovic still on the same time as Pogačar as well. So our 2 GC riders are still in the running. By the way, our team is also doing pretty good when it comes to the green jersey. We're in the lead with Alvarez, but also importantly, Teutenberg is getting points at every single intermediate sprint. And well, he's most likely gonna be our man for this 3rd stage, a sprint stage from Basque Country straight into France, with Jasper Philipsen and Jonathan Milan as the favorites, but let's try and beat them. So, Teutenberg is starting on a 0 day, nothing too spectacular. That means 79 sprint stat, which should be enough to compete. But actually, Hector Alvarez with a +2 on the day, so 78 sprint stat as well, and much better secondaries than Teutenberg. He might be an option too. Like, we brought Teutenberg to this race 40 flat sprints, but at the end of the day, he doesn't actually win that much for REMBE Pro Cycling, so I feel like Alvarez deserves the chance. That being said, we do have an intermediate sprint coming up pretty soon in 5 kilometers, so Herzog can lead out Teutenberg right here because I want the leftover points. Only 2 riders in the break, so still 15 points available. Oh, I'm not liking the splits in the peloton that are happening during this lead out. We've got Herzog doing a perfect lead out right now. Teutenberg in the wheel. There we go. Teutenberg. No. Oh, maybe. Philipsen takes more points, but I think we got like second or third there. Let's take a look at the rankings. We finished behind Philipsen, behind Meus, behind Pedersen, behind Lund Andresen, and then comes Teutenberg. That's kind of disappointing. Entering the last 5 kilometers with a splendid lead out right now, but I do need to use my energy shells on my riders, otherwise they won't work. We've got Teutenberg doing the third last man lead out. We are spending some red energy, so I don't like that. 99 on Herzog. Teutenberg can almost take over right now in this corner. Herzog out of the way. Piffy looking great for the lead out. Alvarez kind of boxed in. I don't like that. Do I launch after this corner? Yes, I do it. Piffy. There we go. We've got Coy launching for Milan on the right. Alvarez in the wheel in the last kilometer right now. There goes Hector Alvarez, but no. We're going to get destroyed by the other sprinters. Jasper Philipsen wins, and we finish 9th. That is disappointing. Yeah, I was hoping for much more there. At least the podium in the sprint with Alvarez, but that did not happen. We are still leading GC, no gaps in the peloton either, so situation stays the same. But sadly, we do lose the green jersey to Jasper Philipsen. And the thing is also, we should make a decision soon. Alvarez is sprinting at the finish line, Teutenberg at the intermediate sprints. We're cannibalizing the points of each other within our own team. We simply have to pick one leader for the green jersey, and Alvarez is super versatile, so that might help a lot in mountain stages, but Teutenberg might be able to get more points in flat stages. Honestly, I don't know. I have not decided yet. But actually, stage 4 might decide for me. Another sprint stage, another opportunity for either Alvarez or Teutenberg. But sadly, against the best sprinters in the world. Okay, on this stage, -1 on the day for Teutenberg with a +1 on his sprint stat. So, still 79 sprint. Meanwhile, Hector Alvarez has 77 sprint stat on the day. So, 2 sprint stat worse. I reckon we're going for Teutenberg today. Anyway, intermediate sprint in 7 kilometers. We've got 2 riders up the road, which means that there's still 15 points available. I need to make sure I do a lead out for Teutenberg here because we want those intermediate sprint points, and looks like lots of teams are thinking the same, so let's try and beat them here. 2.5k to go. We're kind of boxed in. I want to get past right now. Come on. I'm gonna launch right now with Herzog. Teutenberg gets blocked. Teutenberg gets blocked into Narnia. Have you seen that? That's ridiculous. We might as well not sprint. We might as well save our energy here because that was simply stupid. We got blocked into Narnia. Let's hope the final sprint goes a bit better for us. Come on, sprint train. Get through. Sesha can push right now on 99. Come on, sprint train. There we go. We're looking good. Ola, a perfect lead out by Paul Sesha. Alvarez can take over right now with 3.5 kilometers to go. Piffy in the wheel, then Teutenberg. So our lead out is on the rails, and we're looking like we might actually compete for the win here. So Sesha out of the way. Piffy is ready to launch right now with 1.8-ish kilometers to go. Piffy spending so much energy on Teutenberg, but Teutenberg goes right now in the inner corner. There's another bend! Oh, come on! Milan wins, Teutenberg with plenty of energy because they keep putting bends in the final corner. I must confess, I'm literally getting frustrated right now. These sprints are going so incredibly bad. Thing is, if you think about it, it's actually quite logical that Teutenberg with 78 sprint loses a sprint from 82 Merlier, 84 Milan, 80 Müller, 83 Philipsen. It's just a logical outcome. But I'm still getting frustrated because I do want the podium, you know? Anyway, once again, no changes in GC. But sadly, the green jersey is basically riding away from us. Okay, on to some mountains then. We've got a fantastic stage in real life. Pont-Toularin with the Col de Soudet, and then afterwards we have the Col de Marie Blanc. Pretty steep towards the end, that climb, and always has action, but on Pro Cycling Manager, I actually don't know what will happen. Like, Tadej Pogacar is the favorite. My goal is simple, not losing time to Tadej Pogacar, but if I can gain time to anyone here, I'll be happy. Anyway, let's take a look. We've had a crazy start to the stage. The peloton does not care, but 21 riders up the road, and we are in it with Herzog and Paul Sesha, so looking pretty good. Actually, in hindsight, I should have tried to get Alvarez or Teutenberg in the breakaway to take these intermediate sprint points, but it's too late now. The breakaway is on the slopes of the big climb of the day, the Col de Soudet in the middle of the stage, 4 minutes 30 on the peloton right now, so a proper gap, but Ghana is speeding up a little bit, so a little bit scary. That being said, I do expect the gap to explode in the descent, so Hopefully that happens. I want this man, Paul Sisha, to win the stage. Emil Herzog off the back of the breakaway. I wish we would have gotten him over the top here because he would have been a good domestique for Sisha in the breakaway. Scalmoza keeps on attacking this breakaway. It's dropping everyone in this group and I'm just trying to reel them back in, but it's such annoying behavior. Like, I'm relaying with you. Why are you attacking me? Okay, the breakaway is back together with about 30 kilometers to go. One climb left, Muddy Blanc, and my energy is looking terrible with Paul Sisha. So we're not looking that good. And actually, is it... oh my god, what happened to Alvarez? Why is he off the back of the peloton? Buddy, what you doing, bro? Get back! I was gonna say, it's a bit of a risk for us to take Ciccone and so forth in this front group and Scalmoza and basically bring them back in GC through this breakaway. So I'm not sure if that was the smartest idea, but I don't mind putting Chaos in the race because that might help me be able to beat the likes of Pogacar, I'm hoping. I am so getting dropped in this breakaway. I am not looking good right now. Scalmoza, he slaughtered me on the flat by numerous attacks. He reduced my energy to absolutely nothing and there's no way I can follow these guys. 7.4k at 8.6%, I am doomed. Okay, Paul Sisha is dropped, so now he turns into a satellite rider for the peloton where I'm setting something up. We've got Teutenberg moving to the front with the entire team. I'm gonna try and attack with my GC riders and try and attack towards Sisha, who will then help them in the final descent. That is kind of my plan. Like, the tempo in this peloton is ridiculously high and we've got moves at the front. Jonas Vingegaard attacks. We have a response by Jorgensen pacing for them. Evenepoel, Pogacar in the wheel, but my team is in shambles. Lipovic and Lurs are so badly positioned right now. I'm simply trying to get them to the front on this climb, but it's pacing 99. I'm literally just pacing 99. Paul Sisha, you can wait on my riders right now because there's no point for you to hang in here between... oh, actually, I might keep going because you're still 3 minutes virtually ahead of Pogacar and GC with this move. So I'll just keep going 85 to the finish line with Paul Sisha. And right here we have Lurs trying to do something. Alvarez needs to try and go for himself right now. Don't stay in the wheel of Piffy. What is happening? Look at our team. We are ruined. We are completely ruined, but at least Lurs and Lipovic are still looking okay, but Vingegaard has a gap on us right now. We've got a gap of 38 seconds from Vingegaard to the group of Lurs and Lipovic. We've got Perikas to maybe take care of this though, so we've got a teammate. Looks like Paul Sisha will finish 6 minutes behind the winner of the stage, Brandon McNulty. Scalmoza comes in second, so we lose quite a bit of time with Sisha, but we gain it as well on the other GC riders. So is he our secret GC rider? Probably not, but it's fun for now. Perikas is basically pacing. We've got Jonas Vingegaard, so that is nice. Is there anything I can do in these last few kilometers? I think it's possible. So what if I, for example, try to attack right now with Lurs? I move Lipovic into the wheel of Jan Christen, and Perikas can stop his move right now. There we go. Lurs goes off the front, tries to get a gap in these final 4 kilometers. Perfect move right now. 99 energy gel. Lipovic can stay in the wheel of these other riders. Jan Christen is trying to close us down. There goes Mohoric and Pogacar. Lipovic changes to the wheel of Pogacar. Lurs is about to be caught, but we're trying something here. Sisha in the meanwhile finishes 7th. Come on, Lipovic, get ready. Last 1.5 kilometers in the wheel of Pogacar right now. Let's try and get a gap. There goes Lipovic on the left side of the road. We've got Lurs stopping the pacing. And Lipovic is just gonna win a sprint in a group and gain nothing. So I guess that's something. To be honest, the only thing we managed to do in today's stage is make a breakaway without Sisha win the stage, gain time on other GC riders with our non-GC rider Sisha, and win the peloton sprint. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but one thing is certain, GC is gonna look so incredibly weird after this. 3, 2, 1, let's take a look. Brandon McNulty is the new leader of the Tour de France 2028. We are 4th in GC with Paul Sisha. Scalmoza kind of dangerous in 3rd spot there. Lurs on 7:29, so he's still got an advantage on Pogacar and so forth. Lipovic in the same time as Pogacar. So this GC is no disaster, but we kind of simply added more competitors to the list here, so not exactly the goal I was going for. Then again, some riders have lost time, like Joao Almeida, Remco Evenepoel, so a bit of a positive there. Anyway, time for a big stage. Tarp to Cotere Cambasque, and I've got a question here. We are on 7 minutes and a half with Lipovic and Lurs. Does that gap allow us to go in the breakaway on this stage? Because that might be cool. Going in the breakaway with our GC riders, gaining lots of time, and benefiting like that. Anyway, I've only got one goal, getting closer to the yellow jersey and taking time on Tadej Pogacar. Actually, those are 2 goals. Okay, the stage is about to begin, and I paused it because I want to strategize for a second. Ooh, Perikas is sick. That's a bit sad, but he wasn't part of my plan for today anyway. I want to get either Lurs or Lipovic in the breakaway, and both have a fantastic day today. I'll try and start with Lurs. I will do so with a teammate that can try and help him in the breakaway, so maybe someone like Teutenberg. I wish it was Piffy, because he's a bit more versatile, but Teutenberg is more towards the front. So let's get Lurs in the wheel of Teutenberg, let's get them to the front, and let's try and get them in the breakaway here. There we go, there is the attack. We've got a small gap on the peloton, but the question is, will they chase us down? Yeah, looks like that breakaway won't be working. McNulty was not happy, so put IPT at the front, and they've caught us, so that is not gonna happen. What if I try it again with Paul Sechat? I know he's higher up in GC, but he might not be that go-to rider for other teams. So there he goes, into the breakaway. Any response from the peloton? Other people attacking, but Kogut is not pacing with Sechat in the breakaway. So a bit of an odd choice, but I'm okay with it. Damn it, Skelmose, why are you trying to get in the breakaway? Now IPT is chasing us anyway, and I don't want Skelmose in the break. So actually, like, how is Audit Kogut going to control that breakaway? That's not going to happen, so I might as well try to bridge with Lurs right now and get in the wheel of Skelmose, neutralizing Skelmose. Really, just as I bridge, the second group just sits up completely, so I guess Skelmose is back in the peloton, but so is Lurs. So yeah, looks like the breakaway has formed. 11 riders up the road. Sechat is the closest in GC, and he's looking pretty damn good today. So actually, we've got attacks in the back. We've got Lascano. Skelmose, stay in the damn peloton, bro. Once again, Audit Kogut giving his absolute best to close this down, but I'm gonna try again. There goes Louis Joe Lurs once again trying to get in the breakaway with a massive jump. Come on, close down Skelmose's group. Close them down, buddy. Wait, what? Jonas Vingegaard is trying to go into the breakaway. Like, it's actually quite fun, so I might allow it. Okay, Darren Rafferty started pacing and Vingegaard has been caught, so that group went nowhere, and once again, the Sechat group is the only breakaway. Plot twist after every corner in the stage. Our teammate Herzog has been dropped in the breakaway, like a lot of other riders, to be honest. We are looking very good though with Paul Sechat, Gaudu, Sivakov, and Mühlberger. Like, Gaudu wants us to relay, but it just looks like Sivakov and Mühlberger are basically done for. I think Gaudu and I are the only ones with energy here. Oh well, okay. Gaudu tries to attack for the KOM points, but if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna steal them from you, buddy. Anyway, the breakaway is about to start. The Col du Tourmalet, 17 kilometers at 7%, and our man is looking fantastic in this breakaway. So I'm just sitting up, I'm riding my own tempo, I'm trying to follow them, and then I'll drop them. The gap to the peloton is about 3 minutes 45, and Kelderman is pacing, so it looks like this breakaway might not win the stage though. In the break, David Gaudu has attacked on the slopes of the Col du Tourmalet. We are not that far behind setting our own tempo with Sivakov in the wheel, but our bro Mühlberger is gone for. Sivakov is also dropped, and Mr. Sechat has caught up with Gaudu, and we're relaying right now to the top of the Tourmalet, so working together, but not working together for too long. Paul Sechat is dropping David Gaudu, and we'll take the KOM points on top of the Col du Tourmalet. Am I just accidentally winning the KOM jersey? I feel like that's the case right now. There we go, over the top, taking the full points with Paul Sechat. Now let's go towards maybe 60, maintain position, no, effort cursor, something like that, because I want to recover as much as possible in this descent. This valley is where the peloton can really take time on Paul Sechat. 4 minutes is still the gap with 20 kilometers to go, so I've got a chance, but I'll have to keep pacing right now. So let's go 70, something like that. The last climb is about to start. It's not the craziest climb. I've got a chance, but it's 3 minutes 30 now. They are sprinting in the peloton. McNulty's team is not happy with Sechat up the road. Come on, Paul, keep on going. The last climb starts 15 kilometers, 5%. The last portion is the hardest. Let's start pacing on 73, 72, something like that. I just can't go much faster. 2 minutes 40 on the peloton. Vos is pacing like crazy. I think Paul is not gonna make it. They just keep on pacing. Thomas, Gachiniar, Vandenbroek. 3 teams pacing behind my French loyal soldier up the road, but it ain't gonna work. 1 minute 10 with 10 kilometers to go. I've got some energy, but my energy's melting away, And in the peloton, I'm setting up Lipovic and Lurs now because those are the guys that will have to do it for us now. Secha still with a bit of a gap, 4 kilometers to go, come on, 30 seconds on the peloton. I gotta find a way to win this stage, but I don't know how it's possible. We've got the attacks on the right side of the road, Enric Mas and so forth. Secha is about to be caught. I need to move past on. Let's do 87, something like that. Secha is being caught right now, NHL on our entire team. The tempo should drop pretty soon, I'm hoping, because I want to get my riders to the front of this group. 1.7k to go. This is gonna be a group sprint right now, which, that's devastating. Last kilometer incoming. I'm going 86 right now with Lipovic trying to bring it to the line. Lurs still in the wheel with energy. Lurs can launch his sprint with 400 meters to go, but oh la 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 la, disaster. Absolute disaster. Pogacar wins ahead of Rodriguez, Pidcock, and Morgado on a gap of the others where we are with Lurs and Lipovic, so Pogacar takes time on us, sadly. And Paul Secha, the hero of the day, was up the road for so long, but in the end, he isn't making it to the line and he finishes out of the top 20 and loses time in GC. Like, the start of this Tour de France was pretty damn successful. We won a stage with a 1-2-3, we got the yellow jersey for 3 stages, but since then, it's been going downhill and now Pogacar takes bonus seconds and time on the road. Paul Secha drops to 7th in GC, Pogacar jumps over Lurs, and we've got Lipovic still in the same time as most GC riders. But hey, at least Paul Secha has the KOM jersey, so that's something to celebrate. Anyway, onto a sprinter stage then. Stage 7, basically flat. We are nowhere near the favorites, but that won't stop us from trying. In about 5 kilometers, there is an intermediate sprint. There's 2 riders up the road, so 15 points still available, so I'll try and take those points with Teutenberg. Let's go 95 on Herzog. I want a proper lead out here today, so let's try and deliver that. Teutenberg in the wheel of Piffy, 99 on Herzog. Come on, keep our boys. What is happening? Chaos everywhere. A washing machine is what I call it. Last 2 kilometers, 99 on Herzog. Come on, come on, come on. Right now, Piffy. Should Piffy just go all out? Not yet, not yet, not yet. Right now, I think. Is that a mistake? Maybe, but I'm gonna do it anyway. There goes Piffy. Teutenberg in the wheel. Teutenberg struggling to follow the wheel. Last kilometer right now. We're gonna go out of the wheel and we're gonna take these points. Ooh, Piffy, watch out. Piffy almost stole the points of Teutenberg there. We're now 34 points behind with both Teutenberg and Alvarez on Philipsen, so we're still in the game. Come on, Teutenberg, this has to be the one, buddy. Your lead out is looking fantastic today. A +3 on Piffy. He's almost better than you, Teutenberg, so you gotta keep that in mind. You gotta deliver today. NHL on lots of riders. We can go 99 on Herzog. We definitely can. We shall wait a little more with Teutenberg's NHL. We shall launch that right now. Come on, Teutenberg. This is your moment. This is your time to shine. Last 3 kilometers. Alvarez with a hell of a lead out right now on 99. Before the next corner, Piffy can launch right now. Teutenberg in the wheel looking great. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's launch from the wheel right now. There goes Teutenberg. Teutenberg, Teutenberg, Teutenberg. No! Tim Merlier comes around. So incredibly close today, but no victory for Teutenberg, but I'm still proud of the man. He just delivered a Tour de France stage podium, so much better than anything he's shown before. That was a perfect lead out by the entire team. Teutenberg delivers, gets a podium, lovely. And after the stage, Merlier takes the green jersey, 25 points on Teutenberg. So, as I said during the stage, we are still in the game. Actually, stage 8 is quite a weird one. It's a flat sprint stage, but the last 30 kilometers has some ups and downs. Hopefully those hills can potentially help us take the victory. Now that's a good start, a +2 on Teutenberg, so 80 sprint stat, 71 hill stat, but looking closer at the finish, I feel like this is going to be a very chaotic ending. By the way, 6 riders up the road, so roughly 9 points available, which is still worth going for. We'll go 95 on Herzog. Now it's slightly uphill, so I don't want to ruin my sprinter. 99 into the descent area. That is perfect. And we need to launch urgently with Alvarez, Teutenberg in the wheel. We launched late, we launched late, we launched late. Teutenberg, I can't talk anymore, but Teutenberg is getting points, so at least he can still sprint. 24 points behind now on Tim Merlier, so I'm liking that. Anyway, 30 kilometers to go. The REMBE train is fully on the rails. There's a small hill upcoming, and I want to try and see if I can split the peloton on it, because I want to start doing some damage in this race. So far, I've only been taking a beating in this Tour de France, so let's try and turn the tables around. There we go. Over the top of that hill, Perikas keeps pushing. No split in the peloton. It's kind of lined out, but no split. Oh, looks like we have a split in the peloton. It's about to be closed again though, but seemingly no proper riders behind. Actually, a few GC riders are behind. We've got Skjelmose van Gils and Ciccone who are up there in GC, so I'm gonna keep pushing now on 95. Let's try and delve this gap deeper. Group is back together, but it might split again in this descent. Come on, Sesha, keep on pushing, keep on pushing, keep on pushing towards the next climb over there. There, I want to try again. Come on, my team is actually flying right now, but am I spending my sprint train to keep a couple of GC riders behind? Yes, I am. But I think it's worth it. On to the next hill. This is actually quite a steep one. 99 over the top with Alvarez with the rest of these boys. Are there splits happening in the group? Not really. So yeah, everything I'm doing is just not working. Entering the last 4 kilometers, our GC riders are doing our lead out right now with Lurs pulling at the moment. Lipovic can take over. Lurs out of the way. That is good. Biffy still looking good, can launch after this corner. Come on, this is going to be a mess. This is going to be a mess, but Teutenberg is in the wheel. Teutenberg is in the wheel. He can launch right now before this next corner. That is early, but I think it might be the right choice. Biffy out of the way. Come on, Teutenberg. Try to get past, buddy. Try to get past. No, we're going to be finishing top 5. Merlier finishes ahead of us. Crash in the final kilometer. Remco Evenepoel is seemingly the... Oh my god, Pogacar is down. Alvarez is down. Everybody crashes in the last kilometer of this race. This is ridiculous. This is incredibly ridiculous. Keep on sprinting, boys. We want a gap on these guys. There's no 3-kilometer rule in Pro Cycling Manager, so if these guys lose any time, they're gonna get up. They are getting up before the peloton has crossed the finish line. How is it possible that 10 riders crash and they finish together with the peloton? That is so stupid. Gotta say, that was an insane crash. Look at them. They're just falling all over each other. It's like dominoes, but at the end of the day, it has 0 consequences. Teutenberg finishes 5th, which is actually a good result, but there is literally no gap on Pogacar and the others who literally crashed in the final kilometer. That is crazy. And all of this means that GC basically stays the same. Brandon McNulty, of all people, is leading the Tour de France after 8 stages with a gap of 7 minutes on Tadej Pogacar. Yes, it was certainly a massive risk to get into the breakaway with Sesha and form a breakaway with dangerous riders and let them take 7 minutes on our GC leaders. But at the end of the day, that's exactly the scenario I'm kind of going for. I want chaos in GC. I want some smaller team like Israel Premier Tech to have to control the big mountain stages, because then I can go in the breakaway with one of my GC riders on 7+ minutes and take loads of time back. And that is a scenario in which I can win this Tour de France, because a 1v1 versus Pogacar, that is never gonna work. Unless he keeps crashing in the final kilometer of stages though. So what I'm saying is GC looks bad at the moment, but it's actually somewhat part of my plan. In the points classification, we are 24 points behind Merlier, so I'm okay with that. I reckon we can still win this one, but we have to be a bit more consistent in sprint stages. And well, Paul Sesha is accidentally the king of the mountains at the moment, so we'll see if I keep going for that. So yeah, a pretty crazy race so far, but the craziness is only getting started. We are only 8 stages in, and the next couple of stages, the mountain stages upcoming, are gonna be brutal. And that is where we're gonna try and win this Tour de France. But for now, that's the end of today's video. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye!